Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1965 Olivetti Lettera 32 vintage ultra portable typewriter made in Italy. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. One of the best typewriters of all time, and these were also made in Spain, and the difference between the two is just basically the shell color. This is a more bluish green, and the Spain version is the greener of the bluish green. Up top is the left margin here. I'm going to set that on 0 and the right margin on around 75. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers and a scale. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, just flip that switch forward. It skips 2. One more, it skips 3. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip that all the way down to the red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red, if you have a dual ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. Moving that down for red. Absolutely beautiful. This is the most modern feel typewriter that you can get. Print looks perfect. It feels like you're typing on a computer keyboard, even though this was made 60 years ago. It feels like it was built in 2025. And it looks good. It's a sexy typewriter. It's got the color and the style to it. Very small and compact. Fits in a case. This one specifically doesn't have a case, but it's an ultra portable, so it's smaller than most portables. Still functions better than most of them. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. I'm going to flip this down for now. Put the color back on black. So the touch feel on this is light, smooth, and fast versus some of the other ones like the Olympia SM9s compared to, even though it's a bigger, much bigger typewriter. It's one of the top typewriters, the Olympia SM9. It's more of a heavy touch, and it's a bigger tank style typewriter. It's not fragile like this one is. It won't break. This one is more fragile and delicate, but it's like the Maserati of typewriters versus the Olympia, which is the Mercedes, and the Hermes 3000, which is the Bentley, which is the best. Okay, shift on each side, a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again, backspace on the right side. Very good. This button here is the margin release. It's not supposed to be a 1 key. So when you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that margin release. It does allow you to go all the way to the end. The 1 key is actually the lowercase L on most typewriters. Traditional typewriters, the newer models will have a 1 exclamation point. This one doesn't have either. So it's the lowercase L for the 1 and the shift 8, which is the apostrophe. Backspace and the period is your apostrophe, or is your exclamation point. Tab is this red button here. Right now we have tab set on 10 space intervals, so I'm just going to go through and clear each one of them by hitting that red tab button, and then this lever here, flip it down and we'll clear each one of those. You barely got to hit it. Everything is so light on this. So now we don't have any, but I always like to set one on all my typewriters somewhere in the middle, so that way when you hit the tab button it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear. So up for set and down for clear. I think that's it for the keyboard. So we're going to open the top spool cover by flipping it up from the front there. And this is metal. This is all it's all metal. I can't think of the name of that metal. Anyway, all the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling clockwise to the right. If you want to switch that, it's cast iron. So this is like really thin cast iron. Sorry. To switch that direction, you just go to the opposite side that you want it to go to, and then rotate this behind there. It's a ribbon guide, and it will swap the direction to that side. So if I want it to come to this side, then I swap this side and it will pull to this side. And what that does is if you have eyelets on the end of your ribbon, which is the little metal piece, it will catch on that and pull it inward, which will rotate it back to that side. And then that allows the ribbon to go back and forth indefinitely until it's dry. Most typewriters have, pretty much all typewriters have that function, by the way. This is your touch control. The farther down you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit them harder for them to print, but they respond faster. And on this specific model, it's very important to figure this out because it's really touchy. And a lot of people like to have a higher tension so that you don't have too many errors or whatever your preference is. Just test it out by using that touch control. A lot of people say they don't even like this until they figured that out and it became the best typewriter they ever used. This is your carriage lock. So if you flip it down, it locks the carriage in the middle. So when you have it in the case, it doesn't bang around causing damage to any of the components inside. You flip it up, it releases it. This is your carriage release on the top here. And got one on each side on this model. Very good. And if you flip this line space indicator all the way back, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You flip it forward to the one, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. And same concept, if you push on this button here, disables the spacing, you let it go, you get the clicks. And this handle here will tuck all the way back so when you have it in the case, this won't break off. This is cast aluminum. So this is before they, I don't know, maybe this is before they came out with some, maybe they had to form this perfectly or something, but these break like glass, just like the cast iron does. So you got to be careful with it. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.